Hi everyone, it's Sonia here, back after I had some computer problems that you did not know about. So today I wanted to talk to you about this crazy business of what's been going on with Reddit and the stock market. It's kind of like actually people on Reddit sort of found a way to hack the stock market. People on Reddit figured out that if they banded together, they could screw up people who were basically gambling by betting against certain kinds of stocks. By banding together and supporting those stocks, they can make the price go up, and then those rich bastards who were betting against them would lose all their money. So I'm going to give you the lowdown here, but first I want to tell you about this again. The last time I told you about C60 EVO, I did mention that I have more energy in the day, but I sleep better at night. And somebody said, Sonia, what are you doing selling snake oil? How does it give you more energy in the day, but then make you drowsy at night? Nah. That is not how it works. It doesn't make you drowsy. And it's not a stimulant that gives you energy in the day. What it does is it's just an anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. You guys who know me know that I've had chronic pain and chronic fatigue for way too long. So I know that this stuff works. I go to bed, fall asleep like that, sleep through the night, I even dream, I have sound sleep. I suffered with this for a long time, so I'm here to tell you that I found what worked for me, and I'm encouraging you to go check out the link below. If you use the code, you get $15 off, and so check it out. Also, before I start, I want to say thank you to those of you who support my channel on Patreon by giving as little as $1 a month. This is what is keeping my channel going. When you join my Patreon, you get notified every time I upload, and you also get extra info. So thank you. Don't forget to like this video if you like it. Don't forget to leave me a comment. That's another great way you can support my channel, help my video. Okay guys, so let's talk about what happened on Wall Street. Now look, I'm not like any kind of financial expert. And at first I saw this and I was like, what in the world is going on? And I looked into it and I realized that this is actually quite significant. This is like a pretty serious thing that happened. I'm going to start with this article here from Market Insider. These 10 highly shorted stocks soared on Wednesday as Reddit traders waged war against top hedge funds. So to understand this, you need to know what is a hedge fund. Maybe you already know, but in case you're like me and you didn't know before, what it is a person can borrow a stock from their broker. They then sell the stock and then wait for the price to go back down, rebuy the stock at the lower price, return the borrowed stock to their broker, and keep the profit. So this is based on someone being confident that the value of a stock is going to go down, but it also involves selling the stock. Now, if a lot of people take out a short, this is what it was, like shorting the stock. Sorry, I mentioned the word before, but what they're doing is they're shorting it. If a lot of people short a company stock, it will make the value of that company go down. I don't really understand how it's legal to like bet against a company by, you know, selling the stock and then waiting for it to go down, because a lot of people will like get together and be like, yeah, let's short on that stock because we think it's going to go down anyway. But then this will really help it go down. So isn't that like market manipulation? But hey, I don't know. But anyhow, people had been doing this and making money. So what happened was a lot of little companies end up on the receiving end of this. That these traders decide like, let's short that company's stock, and then everybody shorts it out because apparently lots of people will short the same stock at the same time. And so then the company's stock value goes way down. So these guys on Reddit, they realized that they could find a way to know when a company's stock was getting shorted. Like lots of people are doing this kind of thing with it. And so they found a way to kind of retaliate, which was that they would all come in and buy stock. So instead of selling, now more stock is getting bought, and that makes the value go up. Because it's like when you buy a stock, like you're investing in the company. So what happened with that was that all these rich traders who had sold it as a way of betting it was going to go down, they all shorted it. When all these Redditors then bought it and the value went up, now these guys who sold the stock, they have to buy it back so they can return it to their broker, but now they have to buy it back at the higher cost. So It caused all kinds of chaos. They were originally doing this with a share called GameStop. Two short sellers admit defeat, bailout at huge loss as GameStop share surge hits 1,000%. So the stock surged, and these short sellers, Andrew Left and Melvin Capital, said, okay, you got us, we lost so much money, we're out. So these Redditors were using this app called Robinhood. What happened when they did this? Obviously, the big cheeses got very upset. Robinhood and others halt buying of GameStop and other hot stocks, infuriating users. The owners of the apps decided to put in like a new a rule where people could not buy these stocks to prevent them from getting shorted. So they literally could halt the trading of these stocks. Naturally, people said, well, hey, that is totally unfair. What's super ironic here is that this app, which is called Robinhood, which literally invokes stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, shuts down the trading when poor people try to make rich people lose money. What happened next? Will halt trading if unusual activity in stock matches social media chatter. So yes, they tried to interfere to put a stop to this, but that's not where it ended. Man, you guys, we live in a Big Brother state. It's incredible how much all this stuff that we do online can now be used to control us. NASDAQ CEO has said the company has the technology to evaluate social media chatter. So the CEO of the NASDAQ has literally the tools to go and see what people are talking about online and to see whether they're planning to buy stock to counteract shorting, like short selling or whatever they call it, and then they can intervene to make sure that that doesn't happen. So, wow. The Redditors, and I'm just calling them Redditors, but it's really whoever it is online who, got together and decided to buy these stocks. What they're really doing is they're kind of rescuing these companies. Like it says here, meme stock rally rescues AMC Theaters from $600 million debt. People getting together and buying a whole ton of the stock, whether it's in a kind of inflation or not, like an inflated value, it basically amounts to something like a bailout. It's literally like the people have decided which companies they want to bail out. So they can go in there and buy all that stock and the company will be rescued. Their value will go back up and they'll stay afloat, which is kind of cool. But, and it, hey, who's not happy to see short sellers get screwed because people feel like, well, you bastard betting against this company, selling the stock, that's not very nice. And who doesn't want to see companies get rescued from the brink of bankruptcy? Here's a problem though. If a lot of people go in and buy stocks, and the value will go up, it'll only stay up as long as people leave their money in there. So if you're thinking, well, I'm going to get on board with this, I'm going to buy that and it's going to inflate, and then I'm going to sell it and I'm going to make a profit, which maybe a lot of people would be thinking, if enough people are thinking that, they buy the stock, they sell it at an inflated price, poof, it's just going to deflate like a big old souffle because the value was only based on the fact that so many people were buying it. So if they all sell it, then you're right back to square one. And I guess the concern is whether this is going to cause just a lot of upheaval in the stock market. But I mean, it's really like tables have turned kind of thing. It looks like that, certainly. It's like, hey, we can just buy this stock and keep all these little businesses afloat if we want to, or these little corporations. We can keep them afloat. But on the other hand, there could be some repercussions for the stock market as a whole, which I don't know if it could lead to some kind of crash, but it could definitely destabilize things. How Reddit day traders are using the platform to upend the stock market and make money in the process. Yeah, sort of making money, but if they all sell it, then a lot of people who invested are not going to make money. Members have spent the past 3 weeks bidding up the video game retailer GameStop, and that's not the only one though at this point, and the results have been spectacular. Shares have skyrocketed more than 1,200%. Wow, imagine. Their overwhelming bullishness has fueled billions of dollars in losses for short sellers. Wall Street Bets has done this before. Members have boasted about trading everything from newly bankrupt car rental giants to now delisted Chinese cafe chains. Yet previous Reddit-fueled rallies typically lasted a matter of days before profit-taking pulled prices back to earth. Right, when people sell, get their profit, then the price will go back down. The subreddit's obsession with GameStop shows no signs of abating. Simply put, the subreddit amplified a trade, stoked a fear of missing out that pulled in new investors, and reveled in Wall Street's surprise. Well, look, I'm not an expert, so I think that there's two sides of it. It could be, yes, it's really great if you're bailing out businesses, but like I said before, if everybody then starts to try to cash in, they're just going to deflate. I'm not really sure what the long term, how is this going to help in the long term, unless people really leave their money in there. Let me know what you think. But right now, what's going on is that regulators are facing challenges dealing with Reddit-based market manipulation. So they're calling it market manipulation, which, I mean, it basically is, because people are getting together and saying, let's do this to manipulate the market. They're trying to figure out in Canada what to do to regulate it. Canadian regulators that police equity markets are wrestling with how to respond to a torrent of social media commentary that appears to be behind wild swings in stock prices at companies such as BlackBerry. Although it's not clear if the online stoking of such stocks is illegal, regulators say they are closely watching the situation. Provincial securities law forbids anyone from disseminating false information that has a significant effect on the price or value of a stock. It's safe to say this is pretty unprecedented. I think it will cause securities regulators everywhere to consider if a different approach is needed once they understand what's happened. We're actively using all of our tools to monitor market activity and ensure market integrity in order to protect Canadian investors. I'm not sure if that's true, that this could really destabilize the market to the point where it damages people's investment portfolios. If that were to happen, people who have retirement savings could see their investments really shrink. It could maybe really do a lot of damage to the stock market or the economy on the whole, if it's true, what they're saying. May or may not be true. What I'm getting from this, though, is that whether that's true or not, there's a good chance this is going to lead to a whole new set of regulations for investing. I wouldn't be surprised, considering the current climate, I wouldn't be surprised if they were to implement new restrictions on how you can invest, new restrictions on what people are allowed to talk about. I wouldn't be surprised if this led to more censorship of online social media type groups and forums and chat groups. I'm actually expecting that down the road, it won't just be a question of a group getting shut down or a person getting booted or getting an account shut down, but that they could at some point actually consider online activity that breaches regulations to have real legal consequences in real life. As they're doing all these things these days in the name of safety, and yet the only consequence is that your account is shut down or whatever. As they're doing this, I would see that it would move beyond that. So it's, you know, apparently the guy who started this, it's legit, and he, you know, he wanted to do this for his particular reasons. But I wouldn't be surprised if they could use it to further their agenda as well. And it's ironic too, because they're always saying, why don't poor people invest? But now that they have, they're saying, not like that. So we'll see where this goes, but I have a feeling that it's going to take us in another direction of restrictions and censorship. That's just my impression. It's been interesting, though. I'm watching this, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it because, you know, investment stuff always just gives me like a stomachache and keeps me up at night. So not too much attention to it, but let me know what you think. Thanks a lot for joining me in the chat. Please don't forget to check out the link. I honestly swear by this product. I'm not here selling you guys snake oil. I'm telling you about something that really helped me in my real life. Also, thank you for your support on Patreon. So thanks again for joining me. God bless you guys. Thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.